The application that we are going to create in this lesson is about how to connect to the Firebase. It is very common to use the Firebase for login and to use in other applications. So what we're gonna do, we have the email address as a text here, and we have the password. So if we enter username and password like a@a.com, and if we enter the password and we hit sign in, it will respond something that the password is invalid or it does not have the password. So this is response from the Firebase. So actually the Firebase, I have added users at a@a.com, and the password is 1234567. So by doing that, I have added directly to the Firebase database. So that's why when we enter this 1234567, it will say that success. So this is the logic that we're gonna use. Okay, I will do it again. For example, I add the users b@b.com. The password 1234567. Okay, again 1111 for 7 times. 1234567, and then hit add users. So now we have the user b@b.com. Okay, I'll switch this to b@b.com, and then the password is 1234567, which is not correct, and I hit sign in. Okay, it will print out that the password invalid for these users. And then I change to 1234567. So 7 ones, 1 for 7 times, and I hit sign in. It should say success, that the password is correct. So corresponding to the authentication in the Firebase. So we're gonna do this in this lesson. So we select the application, go to, I will give it the name like My Diary for this project. Organization identifier com.gt and SwiftUI, and everything remain the same, and then we hit next. Okay, and then I hit create. You can see that I got the folder that My Diary. So we're gonna go inside of My Diary by using the terminal. The Firebase, and at the basic level, you can use it for free of charge. But for the excessive use, you may have to pay some extra fee for this one, for the using the Firebase. So in using Firebase, we have to set up the project first. So let's go to the console menu. If you haven't got any project yet, so go to Add Project. Okay, and then set up your the name of the project. Okay, I'm using at ku.th. Hit continue. You can add the Google Analytics to your Firebase project to use analytics. But if you don't wish to use that at this time, you just off. I hit the create a project. When the project is ready, hit continue. And now here comes the project. Okay, let's do the authentication. So authentication, we're gonna use like email authentication. So we're gonna use email and password for authentication. You can just edit and then hit enable. It depends if you wish to use the email link only, so without the password. So I think I will remain using the email and password to log into the site. So email and password has been enabled. At the project overview, if you don't know how to use the Firebase in iOS, that will be get started by adding Firebase to your app. This is a guideline. Just hit the iOS. Now you go to the following this section. So you have to add your iOS bundle ID. So if you don't know the iOS bundle ID, go back to Add Code. Okay, this is your bundle identifier. I will copy this and paste here. So the nickname is optional. App Store ID is optional as well. I just hit the register app. Okay, now you have to download the Google Service info.plist this files. Okay, download, and we're gonna add into our project. Open and show in Finder. From the file in the Finders, you just drag and drop into my diary here, and then hit finish. Again, if you see that the you have the parents or the parentheses here, just delete it. So we rename it only Google Service -info.plist. This is what we need. Go to the third step. Okay, hit next. Go to the third step. Third step that they ask us to do the Firebase SDK by using the CocoaPod. Google Service is CocoaPod. CocoaPod is the library built in created in Ruby language, but I think CocoaPod has been widely used for ages. I mean, for many years, and it's very useful. And but from nowadays, I think it has been shifted to another kind of the of library. So we don't use this one. So at the moment, iOS developers has been moved to use other techniques. So what we call is the Swift Package Manager. So how to use the SPM. So to install SPM in our project is to help us to manage the connection between Firebase and our application. So again, previously, or like what I have taught before, we're going to use the CocoaPods to handle this. But at the moment, the Swift language has been developed technology by itself. They have packages to maintain this. So we seem to use this one in not many popular at this moment. But I mean, the pod is CocoaPod still very useful in some senses. Like if you wish to have a graph representation, there are a lot of library to display the graph as you wish. So you don't have to write the code. But we're gonna use the Swift Package Manager to handle this. So I would hit next, and I will explain how to create the package. Just search Swift Package Managers for Firebase. Okay, and you have this link. We're gonna use this for our handle connection. There will be some instructions below, and you can follow the instructions. So the first thing that you need to know is the limitations of the Swift Package Manager for Firebase. This is a beta version, but I think it has been released for years for this one, and it should be stable enough for running in our project. Installation, as I told you that earlier, we used a CocoaPod. So CocoaPod is the libraries that we use with the many projects in iOS. And once the new Swift language has been introduced, there another way to add the connection or the library to our Swift project is to use with the Swift Package Managers or SPM. Following the instructions, install the Firebase via Swift Package Manager, we have to add the package dependency in the menu files. So go back to menu files and then use Swift Package, add package dependency. And then you have to copy this link and paste here. And then hit next. Okay. So the repository and rules up to measure 7.6. Okay, once you hit next, and then we'll go to the choose the Firebase production that you want to install in your app. Okay, hit next. Then we choose that what we need. We need a Firebase auth. We need a Firebase file store. We need Firebase analytics. And what else? We need Firebase storage. We need Firebase store Swift beta here. We need Firebase Swift storage Swift beta. And okay, let's do this one first and then hit finish. In build settings, the recommendation asks us to do this one. So add the Objective-C option in link in the building setting. Add the linker flags here. Other linker flags here. We're gonna add dash Objective-C or Object-C here. Just double click, add other linker flags, hit plus button, and then type that objc with the uppercase or an uppercase C. Okay, the code in your computer may begin like this. What we have to do, we're gonna add the text field, and we have the password field, and we have to we have the text sign in or have the button to sign in. So I add the VStack. And inside VStack, we have text field. And text. We will add the string email. So on top of this, we have to add the property wrapper of the state. State. We need to have the place to enter a password, so it will be a secure field. We call the password as a secure field, so secure field. Okay, we need to add the property wrapper with the state as well. And then we have another one is a button. And we need action and label. So button action, and the label is sign. Okay, we have the email and password and button sign in here already. So now we need some action that once we hit the sign in button, it should do something. We create another function. So we call func login. So in this function, we're gonna connect to the Firebase, and then if it's success, it will print out success. If it has any errors, it will print out the error for us. So at this step, function login, it will work when we hit the button sign in. So we will put login here. Okay, so when we hit the button sign in, it will call the function login here. So at the function login, we need to connect the Firebase. So on the top of this, we have to import Firebase. Okay, and at this step, we use auth. Okay, auth.sign in. Okay, sign in, and then with email. Okay, we're gonna use with email password and completion. So at the email and password, it's gonna be string. This one email, and this one will be password. Okay, and we have result and error. So we have to check first if the error is nil or not. Otherwise, the program will crash. So if the error is not nil, so we will print errors. Okay. Else, we will print success. Okay, before trying to do this, don't forget to go to the authentication. So check again that the authentication sign-in method with the email password should be enabled. And once you enable it, you have to come back to the users and then add user manually first. Okay, when you add the user manually, then you come back to test at this step. Okay, b@b.com and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and hit sign in. If you print out success, that means you can send the data from your device to the Firebase, and Firebase return you, and this is already success. So here is the step that you have to do. If it's failed, you have to check something else, like you have to go back to check whether you have connected to the Firebase. You go to the application and check whether you have the import of Firebase, and then at the main wrapper here, you have started the init function with the Firebase app.configure. So just check this if it's failed. And for when you use the when you type here a@a.com, I need a lowercase a, but it keeps going to the capital A at the first time. You can go to the text field of the email, and this one, use the auto capitalization should be none. Okay, auto capitalization should be none, and I'll run it again. Okay, when I hit email, okay, a@a.com, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 success. Okay, so this is the application that we have to connect to the Firebase, and how to use the basic login with the email and password authentication.